we're talking about the press makeup things, but it's not just the press. Fans do too. Now, are you aware of this forum? Do you know the Charlotte Church?
I've heard about it, yeah.
Because these fans, Charlotte Church fans, charlottechurch.net forums, what they do is it's so sweet, but they put out scenarios, right, with a kind of what would you do if, right, and it involves Charlotte.
Well, what would I do? What would they do?
What would they do?
Right.
If.
Okay.
So, and honestly, these are just, you know, we didn't search. These are just. This is the tip of the iceberg of the madness.
Moses, man.
Okay. So, imagine you're hiking through the desert. Right. Now, this is where we're going. So you're hiking through the desert and see in the distance someone on a camel riding towards you. It's a hot, hot day and your water rations are dangerously low. As that person gets closer, you can tell it's Charlotte. She looks very much in need of a beverage. Hello. You can give her your remaining water and risk severe dehydration yourself, or ignore her and hope she makes it to the nearest oasis soon. What would you do in this desperate situation? By the way, you also have a large can of pineapple juice in your backpack, but forgot to bring along an opener.
I love ignore. That's the best thing. Like, you're wandering through the desert and you're meant to ignore Charlotte Church on a camel. You want to just go...
Yeah, exactly. She won't want to be bothered.
She's very private, really.
But, so, to bless them, they love it, they read it, they think about it. They think about, what would I do if I did?
This is going to be quite revealing.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm quite comfortable with this.
Here we go. I would say, this is what I do. I would say, if you can open my can of pineapple juice, I'll give you half plus the water. Then again, if it was a small can, I wouldn't. I'd just say, if you can open my juice, I'll give you the water. Maybe I wouldn't do that either. I've no idea. So much more. There's just a couple more. You find out Charlotte's extremely mad at you and plans to track you down and club you over the head with her classical Brit award.
I've still got it.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah.
Where would you hide? Now, again, someone's thought about it. I'd have to alter my appearance, wear a disguise and change my lifestyle completely. I'd enlist in the Foreign Legion and wander the globe. I'd never sleep in the same bed twice, nor let anyone know my real name. Maybe 25 years later, she'd cool down and let me live a normal life again. What's the last one we picked out? The last one is, oh yeah, one day you awake to find a moving truck right outside your house. You say to yourself, I wonder who's moving in, blah, 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 blah. Then you realise it's the one and only Charlotte Church. You run and do your morning routine, put some clothes on, and rush outside to finish the sentence. Okay, so you rush outside to...
Okay.
Okay. I would tell her not to disturb the turtles that make their home in our yard. They are endangered, and my dad, Dave, would go nuts if anybody, even Charlotte, disturbed those precious turtles. Next post down. They are tortoises. I love this one. Come over tonight, because I'm making a huge party. And you're the main guest. Yeah. Well done, all the people on the Now, talking of obsessive fans, Maggie, I was telling you beforehand, because I couldn't wait to compliment you. I know I watched Crazy Heart even before I knew you were coming on the show, so I actually genuinely watched Crazy Heart. Oscar nominated. That is a big thing, isn't it? I mean, it's a huge thing. And I wondered, because last year it was one of those weird years, because Monique and Precious, obviously, she, you know, kept winning for Best Actress.
Yeah.
So, you know, lovely to be nominated.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is, did you bother to write a speech?
Okay, here's the thing. I had never been nominated for an Oscar before. I was beyond thrilled, honestly, really,
of course you
just
were.
to be there.
Yeah.
And didn't think for a second I was going to win. I mean, I think I was the surprise nominee anyway.
Well, is there a little tiny...
Yes, and here's the thing, and this is the wild thing. It's like, really, 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 I did not have anything invested in winning. I would love to win an Oscar one day. I would, but last year I was I don't know if I could have managed it. You know, I was totally happy just to be there. At the same time, when you're there and you're like sitting in this huge theater and they show your clip and all the things you imagined, and there's that one little minute where they're opening the envelope, and I mean, in a rational way, there was no chance I was ever going to win. But just for a second, you think, oh my God, like I might win. And then, you know, they're like opening the envelope and they say Monique, and I've been that's a little like Maggie at first. But then, of course.
Imagine if it had been someone with a stutter announcing that.
No,
come on.
When I didn't win, I was massively relieved. I was like, oh, thank God. Which is not to say I wouldn't love to win one day. You know?
And, of course, famously, your brother, Jake Gyllenhaal, he was nominated for Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
And he didn't win either. So did he give you advice on kind of, you know, gracious losing?
You know what? To be honest, I don't think I needed any advice on gracious. I've done it a lot.
And did you go to the parties and everything afterwards?
Yeah, I did. And, you know, you have little kids. I have a 4-year-old. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't stay up all night. I just, you know, it's hard to manage. Yeah, but you're 24. I'm older than you are. I stayed up all night. I had a great time. Yes, I danced with Madonna.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
So how does that... Did you ask her? Did she ask you?
No, I mean, I'm 32. I was like 8, 9, you know, when she was like virgining and doing all that, and I was crazy about her. And you know, somebody came up to me, and this was like the 4th party, like 4 o'clock in the morning, and said, do you want to meet Madonna? And I was like, yes. Yeah, I know, exactly. And
Madonna who?
Yeah.
Anyway, Madonna.
So she was like wearing a hat and looking super hot, and she didn't even say hi. She just kind of like nodded at me and started dancing.
Oh, that's creepy.
And
just nodding, and then that must have weirded you out. Not even a hello?
it was not creepy.
Oh.
It was something else. It worked.
It works for Madonna. If I did that, if I went up to just a girl and just went...
I wouldn't do that.
Madonna does it, get out.
Yeah. Madonna can do things that no one else can do.
And so she's nodding and dancing.
She nodded, gets up, starts dancing with me. I'm drunk enough that I'm just
Nodding.
going with it, dancing. And then she's like a crazy good dancer, and I danced with her for like, I don't know, 30 seconds or something, and then she just lost me. And she kind of started dancing with other people, and 2 girlfriends were with me that night, and they kind of ran over and they were like, you were just dancing with Madonna. And we were talking about it for a minute, and we look over, and my husband is totally dancing with Madonna. And totally handling it. And way better than I did. And I kind of thought, like, what's better than that?
Did you dance with Shakira?
No, I didn't dance with Shakira. I did James Corden's chat show with her. And there was this bizarre moment where James Corden said to Abby Clancy, are you enjoying the show? And Abby Clancy went, I'm bumming it, which was like a catchphrase they had. Oh. And then he pointed at Shakira and went, how about you? And Shakira pointed to me and went, I'm bumming him, right? So I was like, excellent, this is going to And then it was the bizarrest moment of my life when, during the advert, Shakira turns to me and went, what's bumming? And you know, prepare for a moment like that when you go, I genuinely found myself saying out loud, well, Shakira.
You can say it to me, because I don't know either.
OK, well, let's imagine you're oh, God, how does my life get to these moments?
Next chat show will be, and then I was sitting next to Maggie Gyllenhaal, and she asked me what's bumming.
Well, it's anal sex. That's the long and short of it, but I didn't feel like I could say that to Shakira. I don't know why, but so I said, you know when a man and a woman really, really like each other? She was nodding, and then for some reason I did a sound effect. I went, you know, normal sex? Well, it's like that. And she knew. She suddenly went, like that. And then her people came, it doesn't mean that, it means to say hello. But it doesn't! She's in Glastonbury at the weekend, the last week she needs to just wander out of Glastonbury, I'm bumming you all! So, that took some explaining to my girlfriend.
Now, this man here, Russell Howard. Yes.
Thanks, Mark. One lady.
No, more than one lady. What's that? It's a heartthrob. A heartthrob.
Come on, let's move on.
I will. Your new series of Good News started last night.
That's right.
In real terms. And let's have a look at the clip. This is a clip of the show that last night.
Now, whatever you're doing, stop for a minute, because this next story is wonderful. Get ready to meet Britain's longest married couple. This is great. You're going to love it.
107-year-old Ralph and 101-year-old Phyllis have been married longer than any other couple in Britain.
So, what's the secret to a long marriage?
She goes her way, I go mine. No.
We just hang out in different rooms. Look at this. He tries to tell them about his adventures. She's got other ideas.
I've explored Rivlin Valley right from Malin Bridge right up to the Downs. Wherever you
Would
could...
you like a coffee or anything?
Wherever you could swim in Rivlin, I used to swim.
I'm fine, thank you. He does talk a lot, though, doesn't he?
It does. Gets on your nerves.
Genius.
They've been married for 77 years.
77 years.
Fantastic, yeah.
Or terrible, one or the other. And how do you... I mean, do you just have a huge team of people, or do people send you stuff now?
No, it's just... I write the show with me, myself and 3 of my friends, and we kind of just scour the news for kind of anything that we think is interesting, we tell our friends about, and then we write jokes around it. So that's the way we do it.
And also, it must be one of those weird things where, for a show like that, you know, because obviously it's called Good News, but you're looking for news, essentially. You want things to happen. But it must be that thing where you don't want something too big to happen. Like, you don't want a really bad thing happening.
Well, no, but the thing is, it's interesting, like the Chilean miners is kind of what, like, such an amazing story. It's so rare that there's a news story that is genuinely good. You know, we were all watching it, weren't we? We were all excited when they came out. And there were loads of really funny stories. Like Super Mario, which was one of the miners that came out, they offered everyone a wheelchair, right, as soon as they came out. And his first quote he said was, "I've had a bed made up. I won't be needing that wheelchair, but my wife will." Now, if you can't celebrate something that fun that's happened this week, what can you do, you know?
Now, here's the thing. Your big, huge tour.
Yes.
Now, when does it start? Is it in the new year?
It starts in February, yeah.
So how many dates are you doing in total?
19.
90?
19.
Oh, I was going to say, Christ.
Yeah.
You look terrified.
Miss Lazy over here.
For you.
It's 90.
For you. Yeah.
I used to do really, really long tours. Like the last big one I did like sort of 80 dates, and just went a bit mad. You know, you're in a hotel. I took my mum on tour with me for like not for the whole time. That would have been, but for a week I took my mum.
Is she going to go on this tour?
She'll come for a bit of it. Yeah, well, it's quite good fun seeing your mum on. Like my mum was on stage at Wembley, pretending to be a stand-up in an empty room. It's funny, isn't it? Just being like, "Hi, Wembley, how you doing?" It's just an amazing moment to have your mum acting like, you know, your mum in front of imaginary audience.
But she loves the fact that you're getting well known, or you are well known.
Yeah, she loves it, yeah. Last time I went home, my mum was like, "Come on, let's go into town. I want people to know that you're my son." So, yeah, so we were like, she took me to a pet shop, like that, like, just walking around. She's like, "Should we get some dog food? Russell Howard off the telly." My mum's insane. She spent last Christmas, she spent about 40 minutes doing an improvised song on a karaoke machine about taking my nan shopping.
That's some tough
Yeah,
stuff
she just
to
kept
work
on
with.
going. "You mustn't ever linger. We got to buy fish fingers." It was, we were just entranced, just watching her go on and on. "Should we go to aisle 3? No, thank you, don't need chalk ices today." We just sat there going, "This is a breakdown, this is what it looks like." But my dad, rather than deal with it, my dad went, "Somebody get the camera phone now." We recorded about half an hour of it.
And do your family mind that you talk about them in your set?
Not really, no, you know, it's sort of fine. My family are just funny. It's got an old... My granddad, like, my nan recently had a pacemaker fitted, and my granddad won't let her near the microwave. Right? I said, "Why is that?" And he genuinely went, "In case she explodes." But it's true. He goes, get away, come on." I want to kill for the lasagna meal for one. But, you know, I don't think they mind, you know.